So here we are. It's 5 fucking a.m. in the morning. I don't think I've been up to work out this early since like 2012 when I got back from Iraq. So my body is definitely not used to it. I think I learned a lot about this first workout in the morning. The reason why I switched to the workouts in the morning is because I have a new kid, and the new kid's been keeping me up super late at night, so I figure if I get to bed early around 9 o'clock, with the waking up periodically throughout the evening, that's still enough time for me to rest and get up at 5 and get a good workout in before I have to go to work. So one of the things that I noticed here is sleeping all night and waking up to exercise, especially do something like squats, my joints and my hips were very stiff. So I was cutting these squats just a little bit high, probably would not be able to get away with it in the IPF. Maybe in a lesser strict federation I may be able to pull it off, but I definitely felt like I was going low enough, and for the most part I don't actually have an issue hitting depth, but I don't think that my warm-up, my dynamic warm-up that I usually do, which is just light weights or light squats with the bar, then lighter weight, a little heavier, a little heavier, a little heavier. I don't typically have like a mobility program that I do, so foam rolling and static stretching and things like that are not really a large part of my repertoire for mobility. I've never really had a huge issue with mobility. I've never really sustained a ton of injuries where my joints would be all stiff and locked up. So the dynamic warm-ups that I do usually probably get me going. Now, I talked to a couple friends online, and they indicated to me that maybe waking up a little earlier, shaving, eating something, just giving my body time to basically wake up, because this was probably about 10 or 15 minutes after I woke up. I just rolled out of bed and went into the garage and loaded up the weights and started warming up to get ready to go. So I think that's what I'm going to try next. I'm going to try doing, being a little bit more prepared in the morning, get up, shit, shower, shave, maybe not shower, but shit, shave, eat a little bit of something, and then come in there. I found a fan bike on mine on Craigslist for like $15. Now it's old as fuck, looks like it's from the goddamn 80s. But I think that if I pick that up and do, 5 or 10 minutes on that, get the blood flowing, that I'll be okay. So then from there, I went straight into box squats. Now, I love doing box squats as an accessory. Definitely helps you build more power up coming out of the bottom of the squat. And the reason why I like these as an accessory is because you don't get to use that hamstring reflex that so many of us come to rely on. And in fact, in the video, if you look at the last couple reps of my squats for the 340 for 6, or I think it's 340 for 8, you can see that towards the end I just started bouncing out of the hole because I was starting to get fatigued. So box squats are definitely a good accessory. I sort of got a little tired doing them, so I dropped 30 pounds off, but then added the bands. And so just real quick, since I forgot to edit this segment of the video and I don't feel like going back and redoing it, I'm just going to go ahead and record through it. But I'm going to give you my take on how I feel about Wendler 531. So probably for a better half of last year, from maybe, July all the way till December, I was running peaking programs where they were designed to push me pretty much to the max within a short amount of time. And that was all fine and dandy, but then the injuries started rolling in. So I decided this year that I'm going to move to Wendler and do it for a couple of months. And so far, so good. But the only downside to that is I don't feel as strong as I used to. Okay, so even in my working sets, I have my good days and my bad days. When I was squatting 5 days a week, 340 for 8 would have been a freaking joke, but now 340 for 8 is somewhat of a milestone for me. And I'm not trying to blame that on the programs in particular. They're just designed a different way. They're designed in a way for you to grow over a long period of time as opposed to peak you within 6 weeks. And it's definitely been sort of a mental barrier that I need to get over. So this is the second day that I've been getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Today I felt a little better, maybe because I knew that I didn't have to squat so early, that mobility is not such a big issue on bench press. Bench pressing has been moving along pretty good. I really haven't had any issues with it. One of the things that I wanted to talk about was I have like a nagging pain that is in the corner of my pec, almost where it meets my shoulder, but it feels like it's a deep tissue pain, and I'm not exactly sure what it is. So at the end of the video, I'm going to show you exactly where I'm having the pain. So if any of you guys have any ideas on what it is, then you guys can let me know. So bench press has been moving along really well. I'm very happy with the progress. I think not benching 5 days a week has been something of a benefit for me, especially since I get to take the time to do and work on some of the accessory exercises. I felt with the Candido bench program, you know, benching 5 days a week, I didn't really have any room for that, so I may have developed some bad habits. The last working set was 254, 3 plus, and I think I did for 5. I don't know what it is. I feel like I could do really good on bench, and then I can do really bad on bench. I think I really just need to take some more time to perfect my technique, because 250 shouldn't really be that hard, especially since my max is 315. But I struggled with it a little bit. Again, I'm working on my accessory movements. So here we have some more band work, some sort of alternating between dynamic work such as bands and then things like board presses or floor presses, Spoto reps, things like that. And everything seems to be working out really well. I feel super strong, having been implemented more accessory work into my bench. And I'm really excited to kind of see where that takes me. And now everything can be rainbows and sunshine. So right now I am currently working through an injury. I don't know what the injury is, I just know where the pain's coming from, and it's coming from deep in the corner of my right pec. Not in the joint itself, nothing like that, but deep tissue pain. And I can't figure out what happened or what I did to it. My 315 bench max attempt was about 3 weeks ago. So if I'm still hurting from that, then I must have tore something pretty good. But what's going on is, it's also causing pain in my elbow. So when I bench press, I'm overcompensating for that pain, because if I rotate my arm a certain way, I don't feel it. So I try and rotate my arm that way when I'm bench pressing, and I think what it's doing, because my hands are fixed on the bar, I'm twisting, and the only place that my arm can really twist is at the elbow. So my right elbow is having a lot of pain from pressing movements, and I think that's because my body's overcompensating because I'm feeling that pain in my chest. So here's the money shot, guys. The pain is coming from my right side, almost like, I just want to say it's almost in the shoulder region, but not quite, and it's deep in the pec muscle. So if I rotate my arm a certain way, I just get a tremendous amount of pain. So I really need to try and figure it out. If you guys have any suggestions, go ahead and let me know.